Arrivo subito, organic cola from Tuscanini, arriving soon at a port near you. Fantastico.
Hi, I'm Naomi Nachman, and this is kosher.com. Marsha, go downhill. It is kosher.com. What happened? Okay, what? We are doing an amazing. This smells amazing. We're going to eyeball how much we put in. Hi, I'm Naomi Nachman, and this is Sunny Side Up. I am so excited to be here today with my very good friend Suzanne Sasson from Kitchen Caboodles. Welcome to Sunny Side Up.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you today. And what are we going to be cooking today? Because this looks amazing.
So today we're making fasulye.
Oh, what is that?
It's bean stew served over rice.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. Fasulye is something that we have every Shabbat in our house. It's a must. It's like a soul food for Syrian families.
It's kind of like chicken soup. How that's soul food for
Exactly,
Ashkenazi.
yes.
Okay, and what are the flavor profiles of Syrian cooking?
Warm spices, allspice, cinnamon, sometimes nutmeg.
Nice.
There's a sweet and sour tamarind paste that's just about in everything.
I love sweet and sour.
Yeah. Beans, a lot of meat, a lot of stuffed vegetables.
You had me at meat. I love meat. And a meat in a stew and soup and over rice?
Yeah, we eat almost everything over rice. I like to use a Dutch oven because it heats up. It takes a little bit of time to heat up, but it stays hot for a long time, and the beans need the high heat for a long time. Not high heat, it just needs to be heated
really
consistently. Right, consistently over a period of time so they all get soft together.
I always say everyone needs one Dutch oven.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay.
What's the first step?
So now we preheat the pot, Dutch oven, add our oil.
Oh, I like that little sizzle that we've got going.
Right, okay, great. And this is a large onion, 2 onions.
Ah, the sizzle! That's our favorite sound, right? That is
Great sound.
Whenever I hear that, I get electrified.
And then I'm gonna add a couple of cloves of garlic. It's really your preference. This is so easy to use.
Right, it's one of those things that you just, the more garlic you like, add more in.
Right.
Recipes are just the author's suggestions on amounts. If you like more of one ingredient, throw in some more.
Right. I walk into my mother's house on Friday morning and it smells like garlic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it's Shabbat.
Yeah, starting to sweat nicely.
I always like to use a wooden spoon. It doesn't scratch the surface of the cast iron pot. Also, I'm going to use it later on to leave across the pot so the beans don't boil over and make a mess.
Oh, is that like a trick?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It keeps it from
that's great.
boiling over. Okay. I'm going to add the meat in. Let it brown a little bit. That's where you're going to get a lot of your flavor.
You know, I like to brown meat first. It just really gives it a big punch of flavor.
And it's great to use these tongs.
And there's no seasoning on that at all?
Not yet.
Ooh.
Not yet. Not yet. See, my boys would be so happy. There's a lot of meat here.
Oh, yeah.
They like the meat. They fight over the meat.
So what kind of meat are you actually using here?
So we're just using stew meat, but you can use flanken. Anything that you have left over that you want to use.
Anything that's good for low and slow cooking.
Exactly, right.
Could you do this with veal or lamb?
Actually, I've done it with veal. My mother does it with veal sometimes. I'm sure you could do this with lamb. I'm sure they did that in Syria with lamb because that was very available.
Right, yeah.
Very, very available. I'm not just a big lamb fan.
I love lamb.
Well, then you're going to have to make me lamb. You're from Australia, that's right. So now we're going to add allspice.
Okay, great.
I kind of eyeball it. It's a lot of eyeballing.
My grandmother used to cook like that also. A little of this, a little of that.
And then we're always running around trying to get their hands when they say a handful of something, a swirl of something.
Right.
And trying to make it into a
My
measurement.
dad says a glug of wine. What's a glug?
I
We
get a
don't know
glug
what
of oil.
glug is.
I've heard a glug of oil.
There you go.
Okay, so however much you like.
I'll stir, you pour.
Perfect. And then some cinnamon. I actually like cinnamon a lot in this.
Wow. So the beans are soaked overnight in a big glass bowl?
With salt.
So water, salt, and you just fill up the beans.
Cover the beans
to the top with water?
Completely cover them.
Completely
and then they
covered.
absorb the water overnight. So you have to put enough so that they absorb and still stay immersed in the water.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
This is 2 packages of Gefen Great Northern Beans.
Okay, great.
So,
can you use any beans? Or it's usually the Great Northern?
It's usually the Great Northern, but I heard some people use lima beans, not so traditional. Small white beans, navy beans are also used.
I feel like this is a little bit like a cholent.
It's Syrian
Like-
cholent.
Right?
It's a very good way of explaining it.
Okay, because it's
Yeah.
got beans and meat and it's cooked slow and slow. Like,
Right. So I
Okay.
use about a tablespoon of salt for each bag. I make 2 bags every Shabbat because it's gone
okay.
in one night. And then we're just gonna dump in the beans.
Okay, wow. Now it's hot.
Right.
I have
and
to
you
give
can
it a
mix
really
it if
good
you
mix.
want.
Do I need to mix it?
Well, we're gonna add the water and then give it a mix.
Oh, okay. Water.
Okay, yes. Go for it. Get some of the spices up in the bottom.
Okay, so now we would deglaze those spices.
Right,
And
exactly.
the brown fonds that are at the bottom caused from the Syrian.
I'm also gonna throw in the marrow bones. So the marrow bones is
love
definitely
it.
something that I know that one of my brothers really likes. So I add the water to cover the beans with a little bit more.
Okay.
You might have to add water through the cooking process.
Because the
You're gonna have to
beans are
check it, right. I
absorbing.
usually put this up first on Friday morning. I get to this point and then I start cooking everything else and I always come back and give this a little peek.
Okay, and do you
See if
mix
there's
it?
enough more. You could mix it. Maybe I need to add a little bit more water. Maybe there's some like scum
That we
floating
want-
to the top that we're
we
gonna
can
skim
skim.
off.
Okay.
And that. So now we're just gonna leave the wooden spoon across it so it doesn't boil over. I'm gonna cover it.
I
leave it
love
like
this tip. This is so clever.
Great. And then when it comes to a boil, you're just gonna lower it to simmer so that they just cook low and slow.
Okay. Let's check on that in a minute.
We have.
Okay, check out all that scum. I said it.
You did good. That's better
Okay,
than me.
And I like how the trick really worked. It did not
Yeah,
boil
no,
over.
nothing boiled over. You have that mess and.
Okay, so see all this? We do not want that. That is all the, let's call it schmutz from the beef bone. So we're going to remove it. And the official name for the schmutz is actually called scum.
We're gonna take this measuring cup.
Okay. It's a term of art.
And we're just gonna skim off.
The scum.
This is really a good tool.
Okay, and available at Kitchen Caboodles
Of course.
with all your other great tools.
And then you have to let it go until the beans are soft. And then we'll add the tomato paste then. So it looks like it's about.
An hour and a half later.
So I'm gonna use about a can, which is 6 ounces. This is 7, so we'll use most of it.
We're going to use about 6 ounces of the tomato paste, which is almost the whole thing. But the 1 ounce left, you just put back in the fridge.
Right. Really, everything in this kind of cooking, you really can't make a mistake.
Right. I love that. I love that about this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. It's also very soft tomato paste. I like this. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of hot water
Okay.
to soften it up so it doesn't get clumpy in the beans. Okay. We're just gonna pour it all in there. You can mix that up. After the beans are soft and you add the tomato paste, you can just let it go. But don't add the tomato paste before your beans are soft because the acid from the tomato will prevent the beans from getting soft.
I love that. Little food science here.
And that's it. It'll thicken even from the pot itself, from the heat. It stays.
And do you eat this on Friday night?
Yes.
Oh, she's so excited. I like the smile.
It's
Right,
my
because
favorite
there's
thing.
something about that Friday night comfort food.
There really is.
Suzanne, this looks amazing.
Thanks.
Oh my
Thank you.
God. Okay, so how do we serve this?
So we usually serve this over rice.
Okay.
You can serve it family
I've got
style.
rice.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so
But you could eat it straight up, like a...
like a soup. You could totally eat this like a soup. You could serve this on a platter like this. We generally serve it in a bowl and we serve our rice separately so that
You can take as much from each as you want.
there's also a couple of other sauces on the table sometimes. You can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh my God, this looks amazing. I cannot wait to dig into this. Suzanne, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It was really great cooking with you and learning all about Syrian cooking. And for more recipes like this, go to kosher.com.